Is it a good time to buy a house right now? In this video, I'm going to be talking about why now is a good time to buy. But before I get into the video, I do want to address the fact that yes, I do see the market shifting. And this video will talk about some perspective as far as why I think it is a good time to buy. And also, if you're not ready, that's totally fine. Just because I make these videos, it's not here to convince you whether or not you should be buying a house. But if you automatically think that now is just not the right time, you might as well just skip this video and just keep moving on. But if you want to hear some truth as to how I'm looking at the market and maybe some things that our clients are doing to win, then keep watching to the very end, because I'm going to give it to you real, and I'm always going to bring you the truth, whether or not you want to hear it from me. So before we hop into the video, if you haven't met me before, my name is Seanu Uyehara. I'm a branch manager with Loan Depot, helping you finance your homes all across the country. Whether you're buying your first home, you're buying vacation property, or you're looking to build your real estate portfolio, we've got you covered from coast to coast. And you can always hit the description below for links to more information on how to get your mortgage right. And if you ever need a second opinion on your refinance or purchase, send me an email. We will do a free analysis to make sure that you are getting the best deal possible. Now, like I mentioned, all of you trolls out there that are gonna love to just eat this video up, I can't wait to see all your comments below. But I'm going to be talking about why now is a good time to be buying a house in this market. One of the benefits of buying today is that some of the conditions that we're seeing in today's market is unlike what we've seen the last 2 years. Now, the biggest factors that I look at and I see things have shifted which favor buyers is the fact that there is more inventory in the market. The last couple of years, the biggest frustration and struggle that many of you had, and many of you actually quit looking for houses simply because there was no inventory. You literally would call your realtor and you'd say, hey, I love these 5 houses. Let's go look at them on Friday. And let's say today is Wednesday. By the time Friday rolled around, all of those homes could easily have been sold. So that process continued to take place over the last couple of years, which frustrated many of you. Like I said, many of you quit. Some of you actually stuck it out and actually purchased, and you've now reaped the benefits of sticking through that process. So the fact that there is more inventory today, and you can also take your time and be patient with your search, I think that's a good thing. I don't think necessarily the last couple of years was beneficial for most buyers because you were rushed into the buying process because rates were low, and if you really wanted to buy, you had to make a quick decision. There were clients that I remember talking to that wrote offers before even looking at the house. Now think about that. You're buying a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house and you didn't even look at it. Now, yes, there are strategies to how you navigate that process, but in most instances, you would probably think that that's a crazy idea, but that was the norm back then. And I think the pace that you can buy a house today suits many more people. This is a big investment. This is a big purchase. You want to take time to think about it. Is this the right thing? Are we buying the right house? Are we in the right school district? Are we making concessions simply because we have to find something? So I think a lot of these scenarios are now working in favor of the buyer, which in my opinion, I like that. I also like the fact that sellers are willing to negotiate these days. Again, the last couple of years, that was unheard of. You could not ask for closing costs. You could not ask for anything. If the seller needed you to do 10 jumping jacks before you wrote your offer, you would do it. That's just how crazy it was. Even I was looking to buy a house with my girlfriend, and I remember going to a new home builder, and I even asked, how much are you guys paying in commissions to the real estate agent? And they said none. They weren't paying anything. And I was even trying to probe to get information as to how long the wait list was. He didn't want to tell me anything. But guess what? The market shifted. And guess who got a phone call last week from that same builder? I did. Now they're reaching back out. Hey, are you still looking to buy? Do you want to look at this house? We're running a special and blah, 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 blah. But guess what? You treated me like crap 2 years ago. So no, I don't want to go look at your development. I'm going to wait because I can wait right now. I can be patient. So for all of you that got frustrated with the process the last couple of years, or maybe you feel like you didn't have enough money saved in order to buy, this might be the time to start looking. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, well, Sean, prices have gone up. Interest rates have gone up. You're right, they did. I understand that. However, if you can get into a place where the seller's willing to cover your closing costs, help you buy your interest rate down, there are strategies to get that interest rate lower to lower your payment. So just because rates have gone up, that doesn't mean you're completely out of the ballpark with buying. Now, I know some of you have lost a lot of buying power with the way interest rates have gone up and the way prices are. So I don't disagree with that statement. But this is why I've always said this in my videos. You've got to have the right strategy when you're talking to a loan officer to look for ways to see if the deal can work for you. Now, this isn't to say that we're going to max qualify you or look at ways to put you in a risky loan product so just to get you a commission. Because I know some of you have commented before, like, why would you listen to this guy? He's in the mortgage business. He needs you to buy a house. That's not why I do these videos. And for those of you that I've actually spoken to and we've actually helped, you know why I do these videos. I'm here to help you understand the good and the bad, right? And I always talk about having the best strategy. And in this market, more than ever, I truly believe you have to have the best strategy as far as your financing goes and as far as your real estate search, or if you decide to sell. Because the days of the amateur person who got into the mortgage industry or the real estate industry, I think those guys need to go, and they're going to weed themselves out. But people that have been doing this for a long time and they understand the mechanics of what works, those are the people you need to work with, whether that's me or if you need a referral, we can refer you to somebody. We want to make sure you have the right representation so that way you can win in this market. And I am seeing clients win. We got a few contracts the other day for our clients that got their offers accepted. They are literally coming out of pocket with less than $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 and buying today because the seller is covering all of their closing costs. We have other products that we are utilizing that can help them not only cover their costs, but lower the interest rate so they can get a reduced payment. This is where, again, the strategy is the most important thing when it comes to buying your house. And here's the dreaded topic of late: interest rates. We all have seen interest rates more than double over the last several months. And in fact, where interest rates are headed in the future, they're still predicted to continue to go up. The Fed is still planning to meet 2 more times by the end of the year. And many of the experts out there have predicted that they are going to continue to raise interest rates, which means more often than not, we are going to see mortgage rates climb. We are now seeing mortgage rates in the 7.5% range. I'm sure we will even see them touch 8% and maybe even beyond that. In fact, what do you think interest rates are going to be over the next several months? I would love to hear your feedback. Comment below, and if you think I'm wrong, tell me why. I would love to hear your response as to where you think interest rates are going. In my opinion, a lot of the fundamentals of what people look at have been skewed. So it's really tough, and everyone has an opinion. Whether they're right or wrong, to me, it's hard to tell. However, with interest rates at the 7% range today, you really need to look at what the monthly payment is, especially if you're buying this as a primary residence. Forget what the sales price is, forget what the interest rate is. What is the monthly payment? Because the value will go up or down over time. The interest rate, you can refinance out of the interest rate, but that payment is a thing that you have to focus on right now, in my opinion, because that will essentially replace your rent payment. So if you have a mortgage, what is that number that's comfortable for you right now? Forget what your aunt, your uncle, your friends, or whoever bought a house is giving you advice on. You need to ask yourself that question. What am I comfortable paying every single month right now? Don't stretch yourself. And if you're stretching yourself, you then have to realize, and I think right now, create a budget. What does that look like? How much do you spend on food? How much do you spend on streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, all these other luxuries that we have? How many times are you buying Starbucks and literally throwing money away every single week that you could maybe dial that back in to help you cover your mortgage payment? I think more than ever, you can find the opportunity that will work for you. And I truly believe in this. You get what you look for in life. If we want to make this video purely about the doom and gloom, I'm sure there's a lot of you that would agree with me. But if you know me, you know that's not my forte. I'm not a doom and gloom person. I believe in opportunity. I believe in abundance. And that's why I will always give you both sides of the equation, and you can decide what works for you. But if you're looking for opportunity, I truly believe you're going to find that. I just talked to a client who's relocating from Honolulu, Hawaii to Las Vegas in the future. and he is so excited about the real estate market. He literally had just closed on another property. Despite where the interest rates are, he was able to actually negotiate a deal that was a little out of the box. However, he did walk into a deal with several $100,000 of equity in his property. So kudos to you. That's something that, again, happens every day. So you need to decide for yourself, do you want to go down the doom and gloom route and believe that the market's going to crash? Interest rates are going to go to 10%, 15%, whatever that's going to be. Or do you look for opportunity? Do you look for the positiveness that's out there and work with the right people that's going to give you the right strategies to get into the house? And if you're still terrified of interest rates, a couple of loan products are becoming a lot more popular these days. You can look for a 2-1 buy down or a 3-2-1 buy down, where you can get a reduced interest rate the first couple of years of your mortgage. The whole premise behind that is you're really looking to refinance in probably year 3 or 4. So your time horizon would then be, do you think rates are going to be better or worse in 3 to 4 years from now? I've even started to see some adjustable rate products come back, and I know that's going to freak you out, and I know you're not going to like the sound of that. However, that's where, again, having the right person by your side and looking at the worst case scenario, does the adjustable rate work for you? It's not going to work for everybody, and I'm not trying to say that it will. It will work for a select few people out there, just like the 2-1 buy down, the 3-2-1 buy down, or a permanent buy down. There's a lot of ways you can get into a house with a lower payment, lower interest rate today, but you have to look at, again, your scenario. Don't listen to anybody else. Look at your scenario and you decide, does that work for you? And another reason why I'd be looking at buying today is we're going into the winter months. We're going to the ending part of the year. And just as much as you as a home buyer, you're still fixated on the fact that interest rates should be 2 or 3%. So do sellers. Sellers want to sell their home in 2 days with 30 offers on it. Every day that that house sits, they're getting terrified. Every weekend that no one makes an offer or the agent's not doing an open house and no one's calling for information is making that seller anxious. As a buyer, that works in your favor. That's what you want. You want the seller to panic sell, or you want the seller to reduce their price or negotiate and give you whatever you want so you can buy their house. So again, back to my first point, you can have patience. You can negotiate. The ball's in your court. All these things are working in your favor right now. And as we go into these winter months, the real estate industry tends to slow down. And if any seller out there has to sell by the end of the year for tax reasons, again, that's another benefit to you as a home buyer. So why not use that to your advantage? Now, I know you might say that we want prices to come down, and that's what a lot of people are predicting. Well, even if it went down another 10%, that really only takes us to maybe what home prices were maybe in 2019. So it's not like it's a huge, massive correction. And I know some of you will probably disagree and say that we are going to have this huge correction and there's going to be all this unemployment and everyone's going to lose their house. Again, that's doom and gloom. I don't believe in that stuff. I don't necessarily think that the banks are going to let that happen. If that was going to happen, that should have happened during COVID, but they came out with forbearances to keep people in their homes. So why would they not do that again? Of course, there will be some people that do foreclose because that's just part of the real estate cycle. That's always been part of the process. There are some people that just cannot manage their money, that can't manage their mortgage, and they're going to lose their home, unfortunately. However, if you're doing the right thing, you have a budget, you have the right team by your side, I think you can find the right opportunities. And that's why I make these videos, and that's why I have my channel. And if you are excited about the real estate market, I want you to comment below and put excited. Drop the word excited, because I want to see how many of you are ready to get out there, find some deals, and grow your real estate portfolio. Share this with a friend who needs some inspiration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.